All right, so we've got a whole stack of articles here all about the Great Filter, and honestly, it's a bit of a mind trip.
Yeah.
The basic idea is that if the universe is so vast, right, with billions of galaxies, trillions of stars, statistically speaking, we can't be the only intelligent life out there.
Right.
But we haven't found any concrete evidence.
Nope.
So where is everybody?
Well, that's the Fermi Paradox, isn't it? Enrico
Yeah.
Fermi, back in 1950, just simply asked that.
Yeah.
Where is everybody? And it's a question that continues to haunt us today. We've searched for radio signals, looked for signs of advanced technology, even sent our own messages out into the void.
Right.
And still, nothing definitive.
Yeah, it's almost like we're shouting into this massive cosmic echo chamber,
Yeah.
and all we hear back is silence. So what gives?
Exactly.
Is there something preventing civilizations from reaching a certain level where they can communicate across the stars?
Well, that's where this theory of the Great Filter comes in. The Great Filter proposes that somewhere on the long road, from simple life to a spacefaring civilization that can communicate across the stars,
Right.
there's this hurdle that almost no one clears.
Whoa.
It might be a single catastrophic event or a series of unbelievably improbable steps.
Okay.
Either way, it's like a cosmic bottleneck stopping most life from reaching that point of galactic communication.
And here's the unsettling part. We don't know where this filter is.
Right.
Is it behind us, meaning we're like the incredibly lucky ones who somehow made it through?
Yeah.
Or is it ahead of us, meaning there's something terrible, maybe even something we caused waiting to wipe us out?
It's the big question, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
And to even begin to answer it, we need to kind of lay out the steps on this path to becoming a galactic civilization.
Okay.
Each step is kind of a possible filter,
Right.
to a point where things could go really wrong.
Okay, so let's break it down a little bit. The first hurdle, at least as I understand it, is abiogenesis. This is the transition from non-living matter to living organisms.
Right.
And we still don't fully grasp how that happened even here on Earth.
Yeah.
Was it just this 1 in a trillion chance occurrence?
It might have been.
If so, then maybe life itself is incredibly rare.
It's certainly a possibility. Imagine a universe full of planets that have all the right ingredients for life. Water, organic molecules, a stable environment.
Yeah.
But if that jump from non-life to life is just almost impossibly rare,
Yeah.
then most of those planets stay barren.
It's like having all the ingredients for a cake, but never actually being able to bake it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so let's say life does arise.
Yeah, okay.
What are some of the next potential filters on this obstacle course?
Well, I mean, take a look at the history of life on Earth,
Yeah.
right? It took billions of years to go from those single-celled organisms to, like, complex multicellular life.
Yeah.
Then there's the development of sexual reproduction, a huge jump in genetic diversity.
Right.
Then you've got tool use, language, abstract thought. I mean, each of these milestones is a potential filter.
Makes you realize just how many things had to go right for us to even be here having this conversation.
Absolutely.
But even if a civilization makes it through all those biological hurdles, there's still that technological leap to contend with.
Yeah,
And that's where things get really interesting and potentially scary.
absolutely. The development of technology, especially really powerful technologies, is seen as a prime contender for that great filter.
Okay.
Think about it. I mean, we've already created weapons capable of wiping ourselves out many times over.
Yeah.
And as we kind of delve deeper into things like AI, genetic engineering, the potential for catastrophic consequences just keeps growing.
It's almost ironic, isn't it, that the very tools that could allow us to become a spacefaring civilization,
Yeah.
to reach out to other stars, could also be our undoing.
It's a tightrope walk, that's for sure.
It's a delicate balance, and one that perhaps many civilizations before us have failed to maintain.
A sobering thought, isn't it?
It is.
And it leads us to the maybe even more unsettling question. Where are WE on this timeline of potential filters?
Right.
Have we already passed the hardest parts?
Yeah.
Or is there some catastrophic event waiting right around the corner?
Okay, so let's explore those two possibilities a little bit. First, let's look at the more optimistic or maybe slightly lonely view.
Okay.
What if the great filter is behind us? What does that say about humanity and our place in the universe?
Well, if it's behind us, it implies that we are one of the rare exceptions. Maybe abiogenesis on Earth was a fluke, a 1 in a billion chance occurrence.
Right.
Or maybe we just got really, really lucky and avoided some early hurdle that stopped everyone else. We
Yeah.
just kind of slipped through.
It's almost like winning the cosmic lottery in that case.
Right.
But it also kind of puts a lot of pressure on us.
Oh, yeah.
If we're one of the few that made it, do we have a special responsibility to spread life and intelligence throughout the universe?
Well, that's a question that philosophers and ethicists are debating right now.
Yeah.
But let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Right.
And we haven't even left our solar system yet.
Right. We got to learn to walk before we can run.
Exactly.
But it's still a very tantalizing thought, isn't it? The universe is our oyster just waiting to be explored.
It is.
But what about the other possibility? What if the great filter is still ahead of us?
Well, that's when things get a little more concerning.
Right.
If the filter is ahead of us, it kind of implies that there's this universal challenge, this hurdle that almost every civilization encounters and fails to overcome.
Yeah.
And the potential culprits are both numerous and a little terrifying.
Yeah, and we kind of touched on some of them earlier, things like nuclear war, runaway AI, bioengineered pandemics.
Oh, yeah, those
are all threats that we created ourselves.
Yeah.
It's like we're racing towards the finish line, but we've booby-trapped the entire track along the way.
And it's not even just the things that we can foresee, you know?
Yeah.
It could be unknown unknowns, some cosmic dangers that we haven't even imagined yet.
Oh, yeah.
A sudden gamma ray burst, a rogue black hole passing through our solar system.
Right.
I mean, the universe is full of potential hazards.
Or maybe, and this is a really chilling thought, we become the filter. And not through some big catastrophic event, but through like a gradual erosion of our own values and principles.
Yeah.
What if we become so consumed with short-term gain, with power and greed, that we lose sight of the bigger picture, our responsibility to ourselves, to future generations, to the planet itself?
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
The filter doesn't have to be some sudden explosion or a bang, right?
Right.
It could be more of a slow burn, a gradual decline into self-destruction.
Right.
And the scariest part is that it might not even be a conscious choice.
Yeah, right.
It could just be a series of seemingly small decisions that ultimately lead to our demise.
It's easy to get kind of swept up in all this doom and gloom when we're talking about the great filter.
It is heavy stuff.
But I think you have to admit, humanity has a pretty remarkable track record of resilience.
Yeah, we do.
I mean, we've faced countless challenges throughout our history.
We have.
And always seem to find a way to kind of bounce back.
That's true.
Yeah.
And, you know, some of the articles you sent even pointed out that life on Earth itself has already survived multiple great filters, so to speak, in the form of mass extinction events.
Oh, right.
Like take the Permian-Triassic extinction, for example. It wiped out almost all marine species.
Wow.
And most land vertebrates. I mean, it was so bad they call it the Great Dying.
It's hard to even wrap your head around the scale of an event like that.
It is.
But life, life found a way.
Life finds a way.
Adapted, evolved, and ultimately led to the incredible biodiversity we see today. So it's really a testament to the tenacity of life, even in the face of those seemingly impossible odds.
You know, and that might even suggest that this resilience, this ability to adapt and overcome, that's a key characteristic of intelligent life.
Oh, interesting.
It's not just about intelligence alone. It's about grit, that will to survive.
Yeah, that drive.
That drive to thrive.
Yeah, I like that.
Keep going no matter what.
Yeah, so maybe that's a point in our favor when we're thinking about this great filter, right?
Could be.
We've got that inherent drive, that ability to learn from our mistakes, adapt to changing circumstances, and ultimately find a way forward.
Yeah, but as you mentioned before, the challenges we face now, they're a little bit different.
Yeah, how so?
Well, they're self-inflicted.
Oh, right.
Yeah, we're not dealing with like random asteroids or volcanoes anymore.
Right.
We're dealing with the fallout of our own action.
Yeah.
Our own technology.
It's like we've created these problems for ourselves.
Yeah, a whole new level of responsibility, a test unlike any we've faced before.
So let's dig into some specific examples of potential filter events, things that could realistically happen in our lifetime even. Okay.
I mean, one that pops into my head, and it seems like one that captures people's imaginations,
yeah,
is runaway AI.
It's a classic, isn't it?
It is. I mean, we've seen it in science fiction for years.
Oh, yeah, for decades.
But it's starting to feel more and more relevant.
Oh, absolutely. Especially as our AI capabilities keep growing at this crazy rate.
Yeah, exactly. And the core concern isn't even necessarily about machines becoming evil in that kind of Hollywood sense.
No.
It's more about what happens when we create AI that's way smarter than us, but their goals don't quite align with ours.
Yeah, it's like that old saying about the genie in the bottle.
Oh, yeah.
You got to be careful what you wish for.
Right, because you just might get it.
Exactly, and you might not like the consequences.
And it's not like some evil genius has to program in those harmful goals.
No, not at all.
They just arise as these unintended side effects.
Right, it's more about misaligned objectives than malice.
Yeah.
And the more powerful the AI, the worse those consequences could be. That's a little scary.
It is a little scary. That's why there's a whole bunch of people researching AI safety and alignment,
Okay.
trying to make sure these super smart systems stay under our control.
Right.
And actually share our values.
So it's not all doom and gloom with AI.
Oh, not at all.
There's a chance we can kind of harness the power of it for good.
I think so.
While still being aware of the risks.
Right. It's all about finding that balance.
So AI is a double-edged sword.
Yeah. Powerful, but we need to use it carefully.
Great benefits and great risks.
Exactly. It all comes down to how we develop it and how we use it.
Okay, so we talked about AI. What about another potential filter we mentioned?
Yeah.
Global pandemics.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we just had a very real reminder of how disruptive those can be.
Yeah.
How devastating.
For sure.
And it seems like this interconnectedness of the world with everyone traveling all the time.
Yeah, all the time.
Big cities.
Dense populations.
It makes us more vulnerable.
It really does.
Than ever before.
Yeah, I mean, diseases can spread across the entire planet in a matter of hours.
Right. It's incredible.
And the more we push into these wild areas, the more likely we are to run into new things.
Yeah.
Pathogens that our bodies just aren't ready for.
Yeah, it's like we're playing this high-stakes game of chance with these tiny little threats.
We are.
And the stakes just keep getting higher.
They do. And, it's not just about bad luck either.
Okay.
It's about being ready, investing in public health,
right?
Having systems in place that can catch things early,
yeah,
and working together internationally so we can act fast when something does happen.
So it's really about acknowledging those risks.
Exactly.
And being prepared.
Yep, learning from what's happened in the past
yeah,
and taking steps to prevent it from happening again.
All right, so we've covered AI, pandemics. What about something totally out of our control?
Like what?
An asteroid impact?
Oh, the classics.
Yeah, the dinosaur scenario.
Wipes out everything.
Is there anything we can even do to protect ourselves from that?
We're actually making good progress in planetary defense these days.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like that DART mission. They smashed a spacecraft right into an asteroid.
Wow.
To try and knock it off course.
It's like something out of a movie.
It is, except it's real. And it worked.
So we're not just sitting here hoping for the best.
Nope, not anymore. We've got these amazing telescopes out there hunting for anything that might be a threat.
Oh, wow.
And we're building spacecraft that can actually nudge an asteroid away if we need to.
It's pretty incredible when you think about it.
It is.
I mean, even with these existential threats looming, we're finding ways to fight back, protect ourselves, take control of our destiny.
I think that's maybe the key to getting past this great filter.
What do you mean?
It's not just luck. It's making a choice. Consciously evolving.
Right.
We need to shape our future, not just wait and see what happens.
I like that, being proactive instead of reactive.
Exactly.
We've been talking about some pretty intense stuff.
We have.
This whole great filter thing, trying to understand why,
Why we haven't found anyone else out there.
Exactly, even though the odds suggest we should have.
Right. It's a real head-scratcher.
It is, and it leads to some pretty wild possibilities, like
maybe we're totally alone.
Or maybe something terrible is waiting for us.
It's a bit daunting, isn't it?
Yeah.
This idea of some universal barrier, a hurdle that almost every civilization trips over.
It is. It makes you think about how fragile we might be.
Yeah.
But through all of this, I keep coming back to something you said earlier.
What's that?
This conscious evolution idea.
Yes.
It's a little bit tricky for me.
Right.
What does that actually look like?
Right.
Like, how do we consciously evolve as a species to avoid,
becoming another cosmic graveyard statistic?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's a big question.
Yeah.
There's no easy answer.
Right.
But I think it starts with a shift in perspective.
Okay.
Recognizing that the choices we make, both individually and as a society, they have consequences that go way beyond just us.
Right.
It's about understanding that we're connected to everything.
Okay.
To each other, to our planet, to the universe itself.
So it's not just about, technological advancements or scientific breakthroughs.
No, bigger than that.
It's more like a fundamental understanding of,
our place in the cosmos.
Yeah, recognizing that we're not separate from this web of life.
We're a part of it.
We're woven right in.
Exactly. It's about moving past that selfish, short-sighted view.
Yeah.
And embracing something more holistic.
Okay.
Something that values cooperation over competition,
Right.
sustainability over exploitation.
Thinking about the long term.
Yeah, the long game.
Not just the immediate gratification.
Exactly.
It sounds almost like spiritual,
Maybe it is.
like some kind of cosmic awakening.
It could be. This whole idea of the great filter, even if it's just a theory,
Yeah.
it can be like a catalyst for this kind of awakening. It forces us to ask those big questions about why we're here.
Right. What's our purpose?
What do we value?
What kind of legacy do we want to leave behind?
It's like a wake-up call from the universe.
Yeah, urging us to take responsibility for our future.
As a species, not just as individuals.
And maybe, just maybe,
Yeah.
this shift in consciousness, this realization that we're all connected, maybe that's the key to getting past this filter.
Could be. It's not about brute force. It's not about technology necessarily.
Just on something deeper.
It's about wisdom, compassion.
Recognizing that our fate is tied to the fate of everything else out there.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's get down to brass tacks here.
Okay.
What are some things we can actually do
Right.
to embody this conscious evolution?
Yeah, how do we take these big ideas and actually put them into practice?
Yeah.
I think it starts with awareness.
Okay.
Just realizing that everything is connected.
Right.
The things we buy, the way we treat each other, how we interact with the planet.
Yeah.
It all matters.
So it's about being mindful, being intentional with our choices.
Exactly. Understanding that even those small actions
Right.
can have a ripple effect.
It's not just about me, it's about the bigger picture.
It's about the whole web.
Okay, so what else?
Well, we can support sustainable practices, right?
Yeah.
Advocate for social justice.
You're about peace and understanding.
Exactly.
Invest in education, scientific research.
Exploration.
Yeah.
Not just for profit, but for the sake of knowledge, for the betterment of humanity.
It sounds like a lot.
It is a lot. It's changing our entire way of thinking.
But you're saying this isn't just some idealistic dream.
No, it's
This is essential for our survival.
I think so,
Yeah.
This great filter, whether it's real or not,
Yeah.
it's a reminder that we're not just passengers on this planet.
Right.
We're the crew.
Yeah.
We can steer the ship. We can navigate the dangers. We can choose where we go.
I like that. That's a good way to put it.
We have the power to create a future worthy of our place in the universe.
So, as we kind of wrap up this deep dive into the great filter, what's the one thing you want our listeners to take away from this?
I want them to remember that they are part of something much bigger than themselves.
Okay.
They're citizens of the universe, connected to every other living being,
Right.
connected to the cosmos itself.
Embrace that connection.
Yeah, cherish it.
Let it guide your actions.
Exactly.
That's a beautiful message.
Thank you.
One of hope, responsibility, the potential we all have.
To make a real difference.
And who knows, maybe someday, way down the line, if we make it past this great filter, maybe we'll be the ones sending out the signals.
Yeah.
Welcoming other civilizations into the galactic community.
Showing them that it's possible.
Proving that intelligence and compassion can win out.
And conscious evolution.
That's a legacy worth fighting for.
It is.
Well, on that note, we'll end our exploration of the great filter here.
It's been a journey.
But remember, the conversation doesn't end here. Keep asking those big questions.
Keep learning.
Keep looking up at the stars.
With wonder.
With a sense of possibility.
And a sense of responsibility.
Until next time, keep diving deep.